Our devices get increasingly sophisticated each year. The price of a new smartphone has skyrocketed due to the addition of more features, longer battery life, better cameras, and faster connections. It has gotten so terrible that the average person must finance their equipment over several years in order to prevent going bankrupt. Recently, Samsung surpassed a new price point threshold by launching its Galaxy Fold line of smartphones, the majority of which cost approximately $2,000 before taxes. To be fair, it is more of a tablet that can be folded in half and carried in a pocket than a phone. Possessing the most recent, and typically most expensive, the smartphone has become something of a status symbol, unspokenly indicating to others that you are current with mobile technology and have the financial means to obtain it. Either that or your previous phone broke, forcing you to purchase a new one. Nonetheless, $2,000 is a steep price for a phone, at least for the average individual. On the other hand, the wealthy elite of the globe shop at separate places from the rest of us, and the price tags on some of their smartphones are out of this world. The statistics begin high and continue to rise. Let's get into the topic. 1. Sony Ericsson Black Diamond. In the early 2000s, Sony Ericsson was a common sight on store shelves and in consumers' pockets, but this is not the case today. They even housed the modern version of Sony's Walkman technology for a time, 𝗥𝗲𝗋𝗄𝗧 360. Sony entered the premium phone market in 2006 by launching the Ericsson Black Diamond, 𝗥𝗲𝗋𝗄𝗧. Even by contemporary standards, the phone is admittedly quite stylish. The top half of the keyboard is dominated by a display, while the bottom half is recessed and reserved for number keys. The result is a phone that appears twisted in the middle, giving it a style that is equally retro and futuristic. Other than that, there is nothing really unique about the phone itself. The specifications were rather basic, and it was not made of any precious metals other than those found in phones of the period. According to Trend Hunter, annual production was restricted to 5 units at the time of release. The only true worth of the phone was derived from its rarity. We're not sure if this deserves the $300,000 price tag, but when you're wealthy, the price tag is often the purpose. 2. GoldVish Revolution. The Revolution by GoldVish would look like any other phone from the late 1990s or early 2000s if it weren't for a few distinguishing characteristics. Underneath the push-button keys, an extravagant analog watch adorned its svelte exterior. This feature seems unnecessary given that the phone's screen displayed the time, much like every other cell phone since the dawn of time, yet it was available if desired. The exterior border of the phone, the numerals and symbols on each of its 16 buttons, and the center navigation toggle were encrusted with 29 carats of diamonds. Again, a restricted production run contributed to the allure since only 9 machines were ever manufactured, each of which sold for $490,000 at retail. 3. Gresso's Luxor Las Vegas Jackpot. If you found the price tags on the first 2 phones repulsive, pack your vomit bag because we're about to step it up a notch. It was only a matter of time before we reached 7 figures, and with the Luxor Las Vegas Jackpot, we did. Adding the Jackpot to the list of unique luxury products, only 3 of these handsets were manufactured. In exchange for $1 million, the buyer received a jumbled assortment of valuable commodities that were never intended to coexist. According to GSM Arena, the phone's frame was composed of 180 grams of gold and 45.5 carats of small black diamonds arranged in a starburst pattern. In case that wasn't enough, each of its 17 buttons was carved from sapphires and laser-etched with the corresponding numerals and symbols. Gresso sold a pared-down version of the Jackpot, devoid of any valuable diamonds, for a meager $200,000 to those who wished to appear opulent but were on a strict budget. Such a bargain. 4. Diamond Crypto Smartphone. If you're the kind to purchase a 7-figure phone, your major focus is probably how to earn even more cash. But, a monstrous bank account is useless if it cannot be protected. This is where Diamond Crypto came into play. The majority of the phone's $1.3 million price tag was attributable to the 40 white diamonds and 10 blue diamonds that adorned the phone's edges and navigation button. In a world where cell phones become obsolete nearly immediately after purchase, we cannot fathom spending that kind of money on what is essentially a Windows-based BlackBerry. 5. iPhone 3G King's Button. Have you ever considered spending $2.5 million on a machine to view memes and engage in online arguments? Who hasn't experienced this? In 2009, if you had had that amount of additional cash burning a hole in your pocket, there was the ideal phone for you. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧 was at it again, surpassing his prior 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 effort. By this moment, the iPhone had debuted and irreversibly altered the cell phone landscape. Now, since there were no number keys to encrust and it was difficult to adhere diamonds to a touchscreen, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 had to be resourceful. According to New Atlas, the phone's shell was composed of 18-karat yellow, white, and rose gold, with 138 diamonds lining the shell-to-screen border. The crown jewel was a 6.6-carat diamond that replaced the home button on the iPhone 3G. What's $2.5 million for the opportunity to feel like you're snatching a jewel from the cave of wonders every time you open the menu on your phone? If you purchased one, we hope you got the most out of your Indiana Jones fantasies, for inside, the diamond-encrusted exterior was really an ordinary iPhone 3G. 6. Goldstriker iPhone 3GS Supreme. The first item on this list was the iPhone 3GS Supreme, which sold for around $2.5 million when this article was written. It is similar to the King's Button in design and bling factor, but Hughes was only getting started. The exterior of the phone was lined with 136 diamonds and constructed of 22 carats of gold. Similarly to the King's Button, the home key was replaced with a single 7.1-carat diamond, per Stuart Hughes. You cannot possess this wealth without a suitable chest to store it in. Your iPhone 3GS Supreme comes in a 15-pound granite block with a leather interior. We're not sure what you're supposed to do with a stone box once you remove the phone, but it's yours because you paid for it. 7. iPhone 4 Diamond Rose Edition. New iPhone, new, most expensive phone in the world. When the iPhone's design evolved, Hughes's had to evolve as well. The iPhone 4's screen extends to the edge, displacing the preferred location for smartphone diamonds. Hughes, ever the adaptable designer, shifted the diamond collection to the sidewalls and crammed in even more. Once again, a huge pink diamond replaced the home button. This time, it was much larger, weighing 7.4 carats, and could be exchanged for an 8-carat diamond. As usual, the shipment arrived in a crate of cut granite. Inside, the Diamond Rose featured 32 GB of storage, which sounds laughable in comparison to modern smartphones but was the best the iPhone 4 could give. There were only 2 Diamond Rose phones made, and each one sold for £5 million, or around $6.5 million. 8. iPhone 4S Elite Gold. Stuart Hughes returned with yet another luxury phone, the iPhone 4S Elite Gold. The 4's Elite's design is comparable to that of Hughes's prior phones. Functionally, it was identical to a conventional iPhone 4S with 64 GB of internal storage. At least they invested in the maximum internal storage capacity. If you are paying £6 million, roughly $7.8 million, you should have plenty of capacity for your favorite podcasts. The 4's Elite was encased in 24-karat gold, with a gold Apple logo encrusted with 53 diamonds. Hughes installed a single 8.6-carat diamond in place of the iPhone 4's normal home button. Like the last phone, it was customizable. The purchasers had the option to exchange it for a 7.4-carat pink diamond. The chest it arrived in was the significant difference between Hughes's prior offerings and this one. Instead of a piece of carved granite, the 4's Elite came in a platinum box decorated with rare stones and fragments of cut T-Rex bones, indicating that the Elite was a phone that took 66 million years to develop. 9. Black Diamond iPhone. By this point, Stuart Hughes had established himself as the patron saint of strange phone usage and sparkly pebbles, and it was time for him to compose his magnum opus. He was called by an unidentified Chinese billionaire who requested a custom iPhone 5 of the highest quality. Due to the fact that this was client work commissioned by an individual, it was not available to the general public, not even to the subset having $15 million to spare. However, Hughes did create a simpler version for the commoners. For approximately $4,000, a solid gold iPhone 5 sans diamonds is available. Given how frequently we drop our phones, we're not certain that plating them with precious metals is the best course of action, but to each his own. 10. Honorable mention, 𝗏𝗃𝗓 iPhone 13 Pro Victory Pure Gold. This phone's name is definitely a mouthful, but it is far more affordable than the other phones on this list. Initially, it appeared that the goal behind premium smartphones was to always add more. With more precious stones and rarer materials, luxury was synonymous with extravagance. The 𝗏𝗃𝗓 Victory Pure Gold demonstrates there is an alternate path. On the Pro, the phone's exterior comprises 170 grams of 18-karat gold and 205 grams, per 𝗏𝗃𝗓, on the Pro Max. Instead of being covered with dozens of diamonds, the gold has been carved with a beautiful pattern. 99 of these phones were manufactured, each with a side etching that identifies the phone's run number. The 𝗏𝗃𝗓 Victory Pure Gold begins at $44,720 and increases somewhat, relatively, based on your desired model and storage capacity. If you spend tens of thousands of dollars on a smartphone, you might as well spend $49,190 on the Pro Max with 1 terabyte of storage. Alright, folks. That's the end of the video. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you liked the video, and make sure to hit the bell button to be alert whenever we publish new videos. Thanks for watching.